Hi there, welcome. My name is Jennifer Mackey, and I am the owner of a company called Project Yes Life and the founder of the Phone Booth Project. Yeah, Project Yes Life is about creating your yes life. We're not here that when we come to the end of our lives and we're shuffling off this mortal coil, that we come to the very end and someone says to us, "So, how was it?" We don't want to answer them and say, it was all right. We want to say, it was awesome. What a crazy, amazing ride. George Bernard Shaw has this really great quote that says, "Life is no brief candle to me. I want to be all used up before I pass the baton on to future generations." We want to be all used up. We want to live a great life. But at the same point, we want to be able to balance what it is that we're passionate about with finding peace and harmony and love and joy in our lives, in our body, in our brains, and our being, as we refer to it at the Project Yes Life as. So Project Yes Life is about writings and workshops and facilitating experiences and retreats with organizations, nonprofits, corporations, and individuals. It's also about keynote talks that I give to the healthcare industry and educational fields and businesses that is really about truly understanding what it means to connect with yourself authentically, so that you can better communicate out and to your team, and then you can better deliver your service out into the world. My background's in communications, and it actually all started in a canoe at 5:30 in the morning when I decided that if I was going to spend 80% of my life working, I better love what I do. It also was coupled with the fact that, between the age of 17 and 26, 6 of my friends in the small town that I grew up in passed away. And while that sounds very sad, and it certainly was in the moment, it was actually quite liberating. I really, in a heartbeat, understood that no, tomorrow was not a guarantee, that I might not have next year or 5 years from now, and that I better live my life to the fullest now, because this is all I know I've got. And so I hope that my life has been an honor to those 6 beautiful friends that have encouraged me to embrace every second I could. So it started off with me moving off to the Cayman Islands, and after university, and I graduated in psychology and management science, I decided that I wanted to do something that everybody dreams of, but not everybody does. And so I got into a plane, as crazy as it was. I didn't know anyone, and I landed on this island, and I landed a job running a nightclub, if you can believe it. So I went for 6 months, stayed 3.5 years, and had one of the most extraordinary experiences of my life. And really, it was all a test for me to be able to understand that anything that I set my mind to, I can achieve. I can get a work permit in a foreign country. I can get a job when someone tells you it's absolutely impossible, that you'll never get hired in the middle of high season. I wanted to prove to myself that if I set my mind and my heart to something with passion and integrity and intention, that I would be able to achieve that. So 3.5 years later, I came back. I went to the first PR school, if you could believe it, in Canada. I decided that public relations, after I'd done, not only running this nightclub, but I did all the promotions, and I did the advertising, and I did dance choreography and fun and funky events. I wanted to take that out for a spin in the world. And so I did a degree in public relations. I ended up running an agency in San Diego, California, a department of an agency. I worked with an amazing guy there named Michael Olguin from Formula PR, and an incredible team of people that taught me how to align mission and passion and message and help our clients to do so, and then to deliver that out into the world in creative and powerful campaigns. And even after all of that, I felt like there was something missing. And so, in honor of these 6 friends that I've known that had passionately guided me to understand that I wanted something deeper, something richer, that if I were gone in 6 months, is what I'm doing right now what I would be doing if that were true. And in my life, if the answer was no, I got busy doing something else. And if the answer was yes, I just keep on going. And so at this point, I asked myself that question, and the answer was no, I wouldn't be doing this. I'd be doing something deeper. And so, if you can believe it, I tossed in this incredible career. I packed up my car with what I could fit in it. I traveled across the United States. I hunkered down in a cabin with a buddy for a couple of months. And then I actually shifted my career to be able to toss it all in, and I ran a camp for kids with disabilities. I wanted to learn about quality of life, not just quantity. When I was in San Diego, I actually had become a hospice volunteer. I worked with people that had 6 months or less to live. I ran a marathon with Michael and his team, and I raised $14,000 with them as a team for Alzheimer's. I was always on this search to figure out what it was that would allow us to live richer, deeper lives, our yes lives. Not saying yes to everything, let's be clear, but about being clear about what our priorities were to be able to contribute in passionate and purposeful ways in the world. So I took all that experience, I moved into nonprofit. I worked with this camp for a little while. I learned from these amazing kids that had no disability whatsoever and taught me everything about abilities in various unique areas that teach us how to live more authentic, joyful lives, to see problems for what they truly are, opportunities for growth. And I watched these young people that faced extraordinary pain and a need for assistance and support, and I watched them shine in spite of it all. And I took all of that, and I actually ended up running the communications department for Easter Seals in Toronto. I was their director of manager of external relations. I worked with all the different directors, and I wanted to be able to share the message of these families and these children. And then I started facilitating workshops on work-life balance, on values, action alignment, looking at our core values and how do we relate that to the job that we're doing? How do we communicate better within ourselves to better communicate as a team to more powerfully and effectively deliver that message to the masses and the people that we serve? And so I continued working in that vein, and then I ended up, meeting the man of my dreams, and we moved out to Calgary, and I ended up working with some nonprofits there, and then I got into working with healthcare, and I did some of the first personal development workshops with Calgary Health Region, 22,000 employees. I worked with a wonderful man that I'm still working with today, Dr. Stephen Hoggs, with his business, and we started doing workshops, and we started sharing this whole concept of living your passionate life, aligning your core values, understanding what those are first, and then aligning those with the job that you do every single day. And I had the opportunity to grow, to teach courses like 7 Truths to Living Your Yes Life and Unleashing the Guru Within, and having such fun doing it. And then I had my babies, and I decided that I wanted to take all of those concepts and I wanted to apply them to my children so that they didn't necessarily need to be taking my workshop when they were 50 or 60, trying to figure out what it is they truly wanted out of life, that they knew right out of the gate how to remain centered, how to be able to go within themselves, to be still and quiet, to listen to that amazing wisdom within them. How would they be able to set intentions? How could they apply that to community service? And so for the last 10 years, in launching what we call the Phone Booth Project, which is about cultivating, fueling, igniting, and sparking this heroism in the world and finding missions and how to deliver that out to the people that we care about and that we want to contribute to. In these 10 years, we have taken on this awesome project, and I've been life schooling our boys, and it's been incredible. And now we've come full circle, and now the boys are in this project full on with me, and we're running this phone booth project. We're doing community projects, which we call Mission We. We do Mission Me concepts every single day, mindfulness training, intention training. And it has been amazing to watch what those boys have blossomed into, even in their short lives. And so I'm still doing all those workshops out in the community, but I'm marrying that with what we're doing as a family. And so I still work in communications. I work as an entrepreneur, and I empower entrepreneurs that are building their businesses. I do keynote talks for places like Alberta Health Services and universities and education and colleges, and I do some keynote speeches. How all this applies to what we're doing now and how this can serve you is that we've taken all this knowledge and all this information, and we wrote a book 2 years ago called The Mad Heroes Manifesto, which is about this idea of being madly passionate, but also about the fact that we all, in our passion, walk this fine razor's edge. When we're passionate about who we are and what we're doing, we can sometimes feel as though we're a little crazy in the world. Correct me if I'm wrong. This doesn't apply to you, but I know thousands of people that it does apply to, and I found more in the work that I'm doing. And so when we walk this razor's edge, we can do one of two things. We can use the tools and tips that are available in this generation and in our time to be able to elevate ourselves, to lift ourselves up, to soar, to remain centered and grounded in our most desperate, crazy, challenging moments, and to be able to flourish in the good times, or we can fall off the edge. And we have that choice to make. And there's a lot that goes along with that, and lots of story and background about why I developed that, which you'll learn more if you want to take this wild ride with us. But the next book that we're writing is called The Mad Heroes Handbook. Now, the Mad Heroes Handbook is a series of chapters on how to fuel your mission, on how to step into the phone booth and really discover the hero that you already are. To step into that, to suit up, to don that cape of possibility, and to understand that you have a responsibility in this world to show up no matter what you're doing, whether you're raising a family, you're going to school, you're traveling, you're choosing your job or your career, you're launching your own business. You want to suit up in your responsibility for this world because you have unique gifts that the world needs. And then you want to fuel up. You want to fuel your body, your brains, and your being. You want to be able to remain healthy and vibrant and on fire so that you can do the job, honor your temple, so you can be sharing for many, many years to come, not just living quantity, but quality of life. And then you want to soar. You want to be able to take off. Once you understand what drives you and what you truly want to contribute to the world, you want to be able to soar. And so in the book, we lay it out with these different missions. Mission me for the things that you do with yourself. Mission we for the things you do as a family to consciously and creatively live your life. And then how you contribute to your community and ultimately the world and the planet that we live in. And so we've created this whole kind of a flow. So in the next little while, we're going to be launching online programs. Our first one is called Own the Cape Training. I'm involved with something called the Wellness Universe, which is a directory of wellness professionals the world over. If you haven't checked it out and you're in the biz, you should. thewellnessuniverse.com. We are building this whole platform and program behind the scenes. We're going to be having live monthly calls so that you can tap in and you can access me and you can ask questions and we can have interaction, which is my favorite part. And if I can't be in front of an audience all the time and interacting and doing workshops and facilitating that conversation, then I definitely want to be able to do that online and reach a broader audience across the world. And then we're going to be launching this book in the year to come. And we are so fortunate to have 8 authors on board with us that are sharing their missions, what they do in the world, because there are so many resources out there that are untapped, and it's overwhelming the amount of information that's out there. It's not like you couldn't find it all, but it takes hours of our life energy to be able to suss out and figure out what's for us and what to do and why to do it. And so we're hoping with this handbook that you can just, you're having a rough day or you're having an awesome day and you go, I need a tool. And you open up that handbook, and right there is a mission for you to take out for a spin. And if you love it and it speaks to you, then there is a place where you can go to learn more about that. If it doesn't speak to you, just turn the page and you're going to find another mission. So we want to create this handbook that is empowering to you, that sees you through the rough times so that you understand you are not alone, and then elevates you through the great time and takes you to new heights so that you can soar. And you know, again, that you're not alone, that you're a part of an entire league of extraordinary game changers. We talk about mad heroes. We all start out as this mad hero. And we have this passion and we have these ideas, and sometimes they're overwhelming, but they're there and we feel compelled to be able to deliver something to the world. And then we step into that phone booth and we get sorted and we get some tools. But our ultimate goal is to become an extraordinary game changer. We don't want to leave the world the way that it is. We see that the challenges are there. We know what needs changing and what needs uplifting and elevating and evolving. And we want to be a part of that change. Gone are the days of prophets and prophecies, although we honor those past beautiful souls that have enlightened us. But today it's about the modern day hero that wants to take a role in their own lives and be a hero for themselves and a hero for the people around them. And if every person tends their own wonderful garden and they just care and love it in ways small and large, taking care of what's around them, then we are going to live on the most incredible planet with everybody in harmony and in peace and in joy and living their yes life and being able to live passionately on purpose. And so I hope you check us out. Feel free to download the Mad Heroes Manifesto if this spoke to you. We've got some fun things we're always sharing. We share our extraordinary game-changing tips of the day, and we'll share musings from the booth, things that we're thinking about or issues that are happening in the world. We'll have listings for our programs that are coming out and things that you can tap. Some of them are for free, some are paid. And I just really, really hope that this spoke to you, that it reaches right into where you live right now, and shows you that there's a whole world of people that want to be a part of your journey, that they want to uplift you, they want to help you put on your cape when you're having a little trouble putting on yourself, and they want to just be the wind beneath your wings if you're already out there soaring. So it's been a pleasure. Thank you for taking your hottest commodity and affording some of it to me today, your time. And I really, truly look forward to taking on this extraordinary game-changing adventure with you. Until next time, bye-bye.